brothers and sisters, family, generals, current subscribers, new subscribers. As I always say, anybody that view, may that great divine bring blessings in our lives and protection for ourselves, our family, significant other, if we have one, wherever we are in this crazy world we living in, whatever part of the world, the planet we're on right now. May that great divine come into our lives and protect us. Protection for ourselves and from ourselves, so we don't become our own worst enemy. Because that's as we all know, that's the worst thing one can do to oneself. So I salute anybody that's been riding along with the brother, because we leaders and teachers, remember, and we're students of the universe, human nature, life. Great divine, Mother Nature. It's wonderful. As you can see on my banner here, that's my son giving me a peace sign. We went to the park yesterday and he finally got that hoverboard. If you listen a few podcasts back, audio, and you heard me speak on, we was working up because he was having behavioral problems at school, and we was working up to giving him that hoverboard. But we his mother and I, we made sure he learned it. He not learn it. He will learn too, but earn that hoverboard. And he rides the mess out of it. I tried to ride it. I fell. Fell right on my back. I had my elbow skint up, but I'm good. You got that divine protection. Mother Nature will protect us. And I want to speak on, as you already see, the power of divine love. It's a long lasting thing, and it's endless when we finally have it in us. But as we all say, you have to put in that work in developing oneself. So we can have that divine love. What I always say, deep, deep within, because that's where that great divine resides. Deep, deep to the pit of that soul. Once we can get to the bottom and get to the pit of that soul, we off and running. Nothing can stop us. We'll be ready for most things that try to come at us on the outside. But as we know, this life can be unpredictable. But we learn from unpredictable moments. But let nothing stop us, brother, sister, young or old, from having that great divine love. Because as I like to talk about commodities, that's definitely a good commodity to have, is that divine love. Excuse me, I be setting stuff. Excuse me, y'all. That's like when I get ready to start speaking, I grab stuff and then I forget where I put it. All right, excuse me, I'm back. Sorry about that. That's what being authentic is all about. You know how you have your little remotes near you and you have stuff near you so you don't have to move too much. So I had to, excuse me for that. I had to find it. But anyway, we got that divine love. We don't care about little minor mistakes or nothing, right? We keep it right on moving. Because be thankful if you have a divine heart, or you see things that others don't, and you see into your future and you see into others' future. If you're in, a relationship, friendship, or if you have kids. But, we always can learn, even when we are by ourselves, because that's when we really develop the most. Because as you heard me say, I love solitude. But one had to learn to spend time with others, teach it to others, because, as human beings, we are social creatures. So we try to develop a teaching ability, especially if we do, be with family and we do have children. And, isolation is good sometimes, but not all the time. We got to connect with our families, because we never know who we're going to need down the road. And I mean, that's facts, so that's why we can't, do people wrong and walk over people, because as we all say, what we put out, say it together, folks, is what we get back. I don't care how many times we hear that. People need to hear that, because some, I don't know, they think that's not possible. That's the laws of nature. You know what I'm saying? That great divine. No one is above that great divine. I don't care if you put it in your name or you say you're God. Just because you say you is doesn't mean you are. So let's just be the rightest brother and sister we possibly can, young or old, and we'll be parallel to that great divine force. Because I know my son, I call him Lord Lamont, but I know he got that in his name, but he doesn't take on that type of personality. My son, I'm talking about my 30-year-old Lord Lamont, that we were supposed to get together this weekend, and I wasn't able to get with him. But we got to get together and do a podcast. I think I'm gonna have him maybe start coming every other morning or something, and catch him in the morning, because that's usually when I'm the most inspired in the morning and I'm well rested, So that's the one of the times I like to do it. And good morning and good afternoon and good evening, whatever time zone you're in. Set that tone every day. And what I always say, folks, man, tell yourself it's going to be a good day. I don't give a damn how you think the day is going to become, That's why we meditate before we start our day. So we can get little tools in our mind so that great divine will drop things in our spirit so we can be ready. As ready as we can possibly be. You know, when we're ready, we don't have to get ready. I know we hear that a lot too, but hey, it's wonderful when we are doing that. And that's all aspects of our lives. Ready for things within ourselves, ready for things on the outside. Stay away from things that try to sway us, because we are, as we all know, as melanated brothers and sisters, especially those who are generals, and not playing on this walk. I mean, serious. That's really not playing. You know, the more we come, as we know, the more, like, how can I put it? The more engulfed we become into righteousness, the more, I would say, tricky entities get, or the more fierce, or it's like that hate just bleeds out of them. I feel sorry for individuals like that. It's just, as I heard from a great brother. Now, this is not mine. Now, this just, like, you always hear me say, when you know what you learn from a teacher, a real like-minded teacher that you really learn something from, it stays with you forever. And this is something that this brother says that I incorporate in my life, and I'm sure others that listen to him do it too. It's something he always say: take the good and leave the bad. Now, that's not mine. Now, that's somebody else's. I'm taking nobody's stuff. So salute to that brother. And if he heard this, he know who I'm talking about. I'm his foot soldier. And like I say, if no one hasn't done anything to us, and they're giving a righteous impact to the world, brothers and sisters, just ride along with them. Get over the feeling. We got to look at the overall picture. When are we, as melanated brothers and sisters, are going to learn the entities stir us up? That's what they do. That's their job, to stir brothers and sisters up. I wish a lot more of us would see this and stop fighting against ourselves too, but against each other. Because, man, it's just, every time we do that, evil entities of the world, they win. Every time a brother and sister go against somebody or try to tear somebody down, especially if somebody hasn't done anything, it's they doing it off their own little stupid ass feelings. And that's a sign of immaturity. Because if you got a grown adult, like, because of something they feel or something they disagree with, and they're doing all this immature shit to this person, this could be in the world, online, I'm just speaking in general, that's some insane shit. It's dysfunctional. And again, as I said, folks, toxicity can be very, very contagious. But those who are upright, brother or sister, young or old, that are righteous and has been on this journey forever, it doesn't really bother us. It doesn't bother us. It's kind of mixed feelings almost. It's like, it doesn't bother us, but it hurt us and it makes us angry. But at the same time, we understand at the same time. But of course, one gets tired of going through that, but that's just, man, it's so many individuals around us, unfortunately. Not trying to make myself better than nobody, because, hey, as I always say, I've been there. I know what it's like to not be aware of things and jumping off impulses and dealing with those little insecurity things within. And, man, so, you see that in others. When you have bettered yourself, you see it in others. And they'll think they're right. Those who, I'm talking about those outside of our circle, our righteous brothers and sisters and family, those evil entities that don't mean well. It's like you talk about projection. Oh my God. Like I say, I listen to speakers, and, I listen to my mom and people in my family. And, when you're a righteous observer, you learn things, and when you're an empath, it will hurt you to see, because again, I never make light of anyone going through something or a struggle, or, I don't do that, because I'm a firm knower, not believe, which I've learned. I'm a firm knower. Hey, like I said a few minutes ago, if we're putting out negative shit, and this not even got to be public, or because the great divine can be everywhere at once. I truly know this and feel this in my spirit, and Mother Nature can be everywhere at once and sees all. It's just a matter of time. It's not a matter of if. It's a matter of when. I like saying that because it's true. It's facts. If you putting out negative shit, That's why I say don't speak negative things over anyone, even if we disagree with them. Let Mother Nature take its course. That's something that brothers and sisters need to learn. Let nature take its course. If you think something wrong of someone or whatever, it'll come out. We don't have to do anything. But, as I said, a lot of righteous brothers and sisters that are speaking out here, maybe in the world or online, maybe have a wonderful platform. It's just unfortunate that self-hate, man. Self-hate is a dangerous thing. It's dangerous, man. Straight up. So, but you have to know that as I said, in order to change a dysfunction or fix a dysfunction, we have to know that we have a dysfunction. We can't be in denial of it. So I'm saying, like I always say, folks, this is for me too. So again, once we have developed and fixed ourselves, we will mirror others. So I know, again, and before I say what I was getting ready to say, when we are, excuse me for fumbling, when we are in those righteous circles, we'll know if we don't have no toxicity in us and we're looking to learn and not looking to tear nobody down, and we have a good heart, right intentions. I gotta throw all that in there. We'll see the real genuine brothers and sisters out here, and that's in the world on or online. And just advice I like to give my speakers that have platforms: don't let it get to you, brother or sister. Don't let it discourage you. And I'm sure it's nothing that a lot of my brothers and sisters that may be chosen, but don't already know. But what I always say, I'm just adding to the culture and or humanity, giving advice. That's all. I don't like to see my brothers and sisters get triggered and messed with and harassed and all this dumbass shit, because it takes us away from what we love, from what we're doing. It takes us away from our path. And that's what a hater does. That's a hater's job. So pay haters, and I got to put a little cussing on it. Play haters, no fucking mind. It's fucking ridiculous, especially if you're adult, you're healthy, nothing's wrong with you. Go off in the corner. As I said on the podcast, my comedy skit I did, the Redneck Bill and EBX show. I did it in a redneck voice, and I talked a little goofy, and I might have used a little profanity, but I also dropped some jewels in there, and something I said on there is, if you have something wrong with you that you need to deal with, go off to yourself and fix your damn self. Don't project one's insecurity on to no one else, because then that's a toxic ripple effect, and then I always call that, it disrupts the universe. Then it throws the speaker off. Then it throws them off, and it gets them out of their zone, because they got to deal with this toxic shit. And also whoever listening, whether comments or chat, I'm just speaking in general, in life too. Even when we're speaking at a podium, you got a hater in the audience or somebody doing something stupid. It's ridiculous. But that's what a individual that has self-hate, and it don't matter who it is, what culture, what color, self-hate can enter anyone's system. So it don't matter who that is. But, I'm speaking within the melanated brothers and sisters, zone, inside that circle. That's what I'm mostly speaking on, because I'm melanated, So a lot of other things are not our fight. I'm fighting. Now, I might speak on like Caucasians and other cultures and stuff like that, but I'm not a dummy. I know where the true origins of one's culture is rooted in, and that's my African brothers and sisters. I am a brother. I am a black man. So I will always come from a perspective of a black man, even if I'm, like I said, if I'm talking about Caucasians or cultures. I'll even speak on, some Caucasians out there that maybe are aware. But again, that's their battle to fight. But I'm not against it or nothing like that, because our ancestors didn't have that poison in them. Like I said, we wasn't born with toxicity. Our ancestors were some of the most, they had harmony, they had beauty. They didn't have all that toxicity that was put on us as we grew up and developed in this world, So that's why evil entities around us are so jealous of melanated brothers and sisters, because we have a divine ability that can't be matched. It can be duplicated, it can be imitated, but it will never be the same. All this AI, where you think it all stems from the great divine power of our ancestors, those who literally heard the voice of God back in them times when they can hear it. You know, they knew the true power because they truly did. Our ancestors, I'm talking about, like I said, back in the days when you could hear God's voice. Now they were pure. It wasn't no straddling the fence. It wasn't none of that. That's why I say a lot like Shaka Zulu and those in that time, brother or sister, they would laugh. I would say us. They would laugh at us as the things we do. Got all this power. We don't even not all of us now. Talking about those who take their divine gifts and powers and squander it. It's a shame. It really is because you know, I've seen so many great things come to pass in my life, my children's life, my son's mother, she's changed, There's always work to be done, but hey, she's better now than she was. A little something I always like to say. We might not be where we want to be, but thank God that we're not where we used to be. That's kind of more so for those who kind of like are coming in to their awakened self, so to speak, their divine self, because it can be very challenging. It's different strokes for different folks. So that was just some things that was on my mind. Divine love, though, man, when you got that divine love, man, that's a love that can never be broken or penetrated. Real talk. So remember, we're leaders and teachers, and this is another nature podcast. I meant to say that. And my other on this banner here, that's my son. Like I said, he throwing me the peace sign. And I couldn't even ride that hoverboard. Literally fell as soon as I got on it. And I had my other spiritually adopted children there. Harmony was there, Chloe was there, and Dion. Y'all see Dion and Ethan all the time. I got many videos with them because I hang out with them a lot. I try to stay at the park with them when I can. Sometimes we sit in the house, but try to get out in nature when I can. I'm fascinated with nature. Now that, like I said before, now that one knows a little bit more about it, it's wonderful. Learning is fun. I would never want. I'd be bored if I didn't have something to learn and teach it to my children and others who listen. Current subscribers, new subscribers, anybody that views. Salute, man. But that great divine bring nothing but abundance of blessings in your life and prosperity in yours and your family. And I mean that because what I say, folks, never ever speak negative energy over anyone's life unless it needs to be addressed about something or they deserve it or they bring it on themselves. But if it's an individual, brother or sister in the world, our family or online that hasn't done anything to you, come on now. And they got a right heart and if they have helped you, you know what I'm saying? Come on now. We got to stop that shit, my brothers. I'm talking about my melanated brothers and sisters. We really need to stop that shit. It's especially adults. I mean, come on, man. God dog. If you don't like a person or you don't want to hear what they say or just leave them alone. Why come back and say certain things and think you're going to set this straight and all this? Just stop, man. That's something me and my mom was speaking on when I was over her house last weekend. And I was like, those who are manipulative and play tricks and sneaky, just stop, please. And just stop, just stop, because those who have mastered our discernment or their discernment, we see you. You know what I'm saying? Just because we don't say anything doesn't mean we don't see you. So, and then you feeling stupid when we confront you. It's ridiculous. We try to, because a real righteous brother or sister or family member, I got to throw my family in there. We have better things to do, and we have better things to burn our energy on. And I remember Bill Cosby said this. Remember Bill Cosby said this in a comedy special. He said, as we get up in age, and I would say levels of self-awareness too, because it don't always has to be age, because you know how some of our adults, but he said, as we get up in age, we learn what to burn our energy on. So that, again, it's not that we think we're better or nothing like that. It's just because negative energy can tear you down, and it can start small, real talk. And it's just a shame. So as long as, and this is advice for those who maybe you're getting attacked or whatever, try your best to not let it get into your system. Don't let it get into your psyche. Don't let it sting you. None of that. Deal with it but have that divine shield as you deal with it. Real talk. So, cause that's a parasite, brothers and sisters. I'm talking about, in the world or online. If you have those that's doing that and keep coming at, that's a parasite. So don't feed it. You know what I'm saying? If you don't feed a parasite, what does it do, brothers and sisters? It will begin to feed on itself. Because that's how I look at the world, the toxic things of the world, the industry, politics, some of these toxic ass celebs, some of these toxic ass artists. They're all freaking parasites, it can go from the top to the bottom, because you can have parasites at the bottom too, and that's even worse, because those at the bottom, I'm just using the bottom as an example, not saying that we are at the bottom, but those who are on the ground, like underground, and is not at the top, we should know better. I mean, real talk, we should know better. We know about those at the top. And I won't go into the the pyramid scheme and all that. I don't know too much about that. But there's a lot of teachers that speak on that. But I have an idea of it. So we know about the top. You know what I'm saying? We should expect the top, some of the top, to be toxic. But those of us that are on the so-called bottoms, the quotation marks, we're not on the bottom now. Just an example. We should know better. So we have to suffer the consequences of our actions, going against someone or saying something about someone, whether it's brother or sister, without truly knowing their heart and knowing that they're where they're really coming from. Because this is something I've learned, and something a lot of us melanated brothers and sisters already know. We have that edge. And why do we have that edge? Because things that have been done to us throughout the years, So we look for the heart, and that's in anyone. If they have a good heart, I'm speaking within our melanated circle. If you have a heart, it will lead to great intelligence. But you can be intelligent all day long, because you have people who book smart, been to college, and got a rotten ass heart. And that's even some of these celebs out here. Some of them have been to college. And one celeb that's in the media in particular, that just had some video footage come up out about him, he went to college. And look at the evil shit he's doing. So education don't mean shit. That's why you have a lot of us reachers and teachers speak on what? The divine heart. You have to have a good heart, because when you got a good heart, everything else righteous will follow. And that's brother, sister, young or old, family members. Salute to my generals that stand with it and not giving in to none of this toxic shit. Pat yourself on the back, because sometimes it can be very, very challenging. All right, I want to go into a summary. I like doing my summaries, and I want to break down divine love and why it's important. So let's get into it. Let's go, generals. All right. Divine love is referred to as God's loving qualities that he gave to all humans. Notice, all humans, but it left it up to us, to show them the love that he felt. So, as I always say, we always talk about God love us and all that, but some of us don't even show that same love to our peers, our brothers and sisters. That's crazy. The same. And I actually heard one sister say this on a small clip. God gives us breaks all the freaking time, but we don't treat our brothers. Not all of us do this. I'm talking about the ones that do. We treat our brothers and sisters like trash, but we say we love God. But that's a whole nother show. Real talk. So in the next part, a divine love is that love which belongs to or is a part of God. We talking about the real God, that God spirit that hit our gut, our soul, that stop us from doing toxic wrong shit. We talking about that God, and the God that's everybody's God, our God. Okay, but I say great divine. Okay, a part of God possessing his nature, or that forces nature, and composed of his substance, and which, when possessed, yes, the divine love is that love which belongs to or is a part of God, possessing his nature and composed of his substance. Man, valuable substance, good things that are, good substance, like in our music, and which when possessed, his substance, and which when is possessed, when it's possessed, it protects you and it protects others, and it creates a trust amongst your brothers and sisters that you care about in your circle. And you, like I said, it's nice to have those, because we're in this human body. Sometimes we're going to miss things, but guess what? We have generals in our circles that be looking out for us, and that's wonderful. And great divine will place those in our lives that will protect us or come to us and bring something to us maybe we wasn't aware of. That's why it's good to build generals, and that's why we don't speak negative things over anyone's life unless someone causes you to speak negative, because some things we do have to be aggressive on, because some parasites just don't get it. So you do have to come a little bold. You do have to come a little hard. Because I said a long time ago, that great divine, it's not this soft thing that this world or some people in this Christianity, not beating up on Christianity, but it will make us docile. Where we think this God is something that's, just floating on. No. The real God now. We ain't talking about no this made up God. No, we talking about the real God. The ruler over everything that connects with Mother Nature. Because what I say, great divine is the male energy. Mother Nature is the feminine energy. So let's make that clear. Never mix the two. I don't care what this world say. Now, God that we talk about is a very, very powerful thing. It can move, man, it can move worlds. You know what I'm saying? It can just make whole cities and states disappear if it wanted to. It can blow us off the planet. That's how powerful that force is. It's not some little small thing we keep in some damn box, and then we open that box when things aren't going right. No, we put God in everything. Our down times, our we ain't feeling right times, we feeling shame. Put him in there. Put him in there. I don't care. We don't just that force is not a light switch. And I speak real aggressive on that great divine because as many of us, my family, children, brothers and sisters, reachers and teachers, you think about that time. And I want you to meditate on it. And I want you to close your eyes. And you think about that great divine, how it brought you through things that we thought were impossible. Because the great divine always know. I don't give a damn what nobody say. And Mother Nature always know. You spend time with Mother Nature. Show respect to Mother Nature. And look and watch all that respect come back. It might not come right away, but it will come. It'll come through people that care about you. It'll come through animals. It could be a bird flying in the sky that fly and land on your shoulder. You just never know. A butterfly. My son and I saw a cardinal yesterday. It was beautiful. And it's a meaning behind that when you see a red cardinal, because that's a rarity. And I seen it yesterday. I wish I could have got a picture of it. My son and I were like, my 9-year-old, we were trying to chase it down, trying to get it so I can take a picture of it. But I was like, it was so beautiful to see. And when you learn about nature, you start to notice how beautiful it is. It's wonderful. That's why I'm always doing footage when I'm outside, And this is something I've learned on my own, and I learned from other teachers. I'm telling you, when you learn from a when you learn from a real like-minded brother and sister, that's a teacher, and they mean well from the pit of their soul. You'll never forget it. It'll always be in your subconscious. So always harbor righteous tools in our subconscious, because we never know when we're going to need it throughout our lives. Because, man, it's wonderful when we can have the power of divine love. Salute.